Good morning. A little late this morning. Thank you for being patient. And this morning, actually, I'm not going to use a block. If you have a strap or a robe belt, or just a belt, or a scarf, or something that you can use that doesn't have too much flexibility to it, we will be using that today. So I will just give you a moment to grab that. It's a little cloudy and rainy here today, so I thought we would do a little more relaxing, but also stretching sequence today. Not that most of my classes aren't already relaxing and stretching. Yeah, so if you have your strap, I'm going to move my mat a little bit further away from my wall because I don't think we're doing much standing today. And I'll leave it a little bit further away from my wall. Hopefully, make sure you can still see. All right. Okay. So once you have your strap, you can make your way onto your back. I'm gonna fix my hair so that I'm not landing on my ponytail. There we go. All right. So once you make your way onto your back, I invite you to close your eyes. Take long, slow, deep breaths in. Long, slow, deep breaths out. And bring the knees into the chest. You can hug them in. Just do some gentle rocking from side to side. Feel your low back press into the ground. Find some stillness here. And make some circles with the ankles. Go in towards one another. And out away from one another. We hug the knees in, press that back into the ground even more. Press the knees into the belly. Give yourself a little belly massage this morning. The sides. Then you can bring the feet to the ground. Bring the feet as wide as the mat or just wider than your hips. And allow your knees to fall in toward one another. I know it's the beginning of the day. Sometimes it's nice to allow some quietness, some stillness, some rest before you begin your day. Heel toe the feet back in toward one another. Allow the left leg to come out long. Grab your strap. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. And bring the strap around the sole of the foot so that the strap is about in the middle of your foot. You can also put it on the ball of your foot if you want a little more stretch down the back of the leg. Now, this will look different for everyone. You might be here and feeling just enough stretch. You could pull, if the leg comes further, you don't want to be holding with your arms, your biceps. So you're going to take both straps into one hand. Bring, let's say both straps into the right hand. Bring the left hand farther up so that your arm is all the way stretched out. You can grab onto both straps and then bring the right hand up so that it's also all the way stretched out and hold onto the strap like that. You can also wind the strap around your hands so it's even easier to hold on. So that there's no effort really in your arms, maybe a little effort in your hands to hold onto the strap. But there's no effort to keep your leg where it is. And that goes for the same wherever your leg is. So if you had a really long strap, my strap is not that long, but if you had a really long strap and your arms were like this to keep your leg out long, again, just take the straps into your right hand, reach out with your left hand, and make sure that you're not putting too much effort into holding this pose, stretching down the back of the right leg. This practice is always one of my favorite practices because I really like stretching my legs. It always feels so opening and calming for me. And it can also really help with low back pain. So, low back pain, stretching out your hamstrings, stretching out your glutes, that will help. Also, while you're here, you don't want to overextend your leg so that your knee is pressed all the way down. You want to keep a slight bend, just a slight bend in the knee to help protect the back of the knee. And we're also going to hold this for a time. So you want to make sure that you find your edge at 80% of your stretch. So you're not going 100% full into your 100% capacity of the stretch. You're just going to 80% so that you can hold it for a time. And after you've been holding it for a time, see if you notice anything within the stretch. Can you feel it anywhere different than you did when you first started the stretch? Maybe your foot's starting to fall asleep, or your hands. And remember your long, slow, deep breaths. If you have your hands wrapped up in your strap, you can unravel the hands and bring both straps into the left hand. I like to wrap the straps around the left hand and then start to bring the foot across the body. So this is also going to look different for everyone. This is probably one of my tighter spots on my body, so I'm not going to go very far. You could go all the way over here, but you want to keep your glute and your low back on the ground. So with keeping your hips grounded, your low back grounded, see how far you can bring this foot over. You can also use your right hand, whatever is more comfortable for you. And remember to go to your edge. This is my edge. Maybe I could even back off a little bit because my hip, the side of my leg, is very tight. I sometimes forget to do this practice. Keep my legs flexible, even though I really like it. Remember those long, slow, deep breaths. Then send your breath to that stretch. Give the tightness in your body your attention. See if you can focus on it and let the stretch release some of that tension. Let your breath release some of the tension. And instead of trying to focus on something else or squirm away from the uncomfortable, which is what my hands seem to be doing right now, see if you can be present and still in the uncomfortable. You can start to bring that leg back through center, and then we're going to bring it all the way over to the right side. My leg is going to hit the wall, but your leg might be this far, or it might be almost touching the ground, all the way out to the side. Wherever it is, again, try not to hold on with your arm, so you're not holding on with your bicep here. Bring the hand all the way down the strap so that your arm is extended. Or maybe you have a wall for your foot to lean on as well. Wherever you are, remember to find 80% of your full stretch. Take long, slow, deep breaths. Bring the foot back in towards center. Bend the knee. You can remove the strap from the foot. Grab the outside of the foot with the hand. And bring up the sole of the foot up towards the sky for half happy baby. You can also continue to use your strap here if this is not accessible to you. Always bring the strap in or just leave it where it was. And just start to bend the knee down towards the shoulder. Just like that. Long, slow, deep breaths. I also encourage you to just notice what thoughts might be coming up when you give your body silence and stillness within a stretch. Things might be stored in your body that you had forgotten about, or maybe you hadn't forgotten about, but still holding uncomfortable feelings. Sometimes it's really surprising to me where I will feel a stretch that I was not expecting to feel. In this current one, I can feel the front of my left hip down into my quadriceps, left quadriceps, which is signaling to me that I could do more stretching of my hips. My forearm is just about to give out on me from holding onto my foot for so long. So I can bring the foot in towards the groin. And even bring the foot, so for pulling it in towards the body, you can even bring it up towards the face. This helps get into some different areas in the hip. And then let's bend the left knee in. We'll do a little figure 4 here so you can rest the right ankle on the left thigh. You can find a bind behind the thigh with the hands or in front of the shin if that is in your practice. If this is not available to you, we are just looking for a stretch on the outside of the right hip. So maybe crossing your feet like this and just allowing that right knee to come out as while you have your left knee up and bent. Maybe that is enough of a stretch for you to feel it on the outside of the right hip. Maybe even this. You could do figure 4 here and start to push that right knee away. You can keep that right foot flexed. If you bound the hands behind your thigh and release the bind, allow that left foot to come down to the ground. And then we're going to bring this whole shape of the legs here over to the left. For a little twist. If this is too much twist for your low back, you can come back to center, undo the feet, and just allow the knees to come over to the left. If you want a little more twist, you can bring the left hand on to the outside of the right thigh. You can also turn the head to look to the right. Remember to take long, slow, deep breaths. And bring your head back to center. Lift your legs back to center, or your knees. And uncross the legs if you have them crossed. Walk the legs out long. And just see how your body feels. Does your right leg feel a million miles longer? Or maybe it doesn't feel any different at all. In my body, it feels like there's flow again on my right side. Like I can feel it feels cooler or warmer somehow. And my left side feels quiet and maybe a little stagnant in places. And that's how it feels in my body. It could feel the same, or it could feel different. And I encourage you to notice, to tune into your own body and see how it feels to you. We're going to do that whole sequence on the left side now. So you can grab your strap, make sure it's nearby. Hug the left knee into the body. And then bring the strap around the foot. And bring the foot out long, with the leg out long, the foot out long, the leg out long. Remember to make sure there's no effort in your arms by keeping your arms long. Whatever that looks like for you, you can always bring the straps into one hand and walk the hands up the strap. Remember to keep a slight bend in the knee, so we're not locking out. A slight bend. And I can already tell a difference in the sides of my body. I was able to go much further with my right leg, and my left leg needs to be out a little bit longer. Or a little bit farther away from the body. And I'm much more fidgety on this side, which means I could Tune in and find stillness and be present with the uncomfortable feeling. It's nice to notice all the different places that I can feel the stretch, or that I can feel the movement, really, the shape of my leg, where I can feel things affecting one another. While I feel this on the back of my leg, I also feel it in my hip crease, my hip flexors on the left side. Take long, slow, deep breaths. Breathe into feeling uncomfortable. Breathe into tension. And see if you can exhale some of that tension. Some of that uncomfortable. We're going to start bringing the foot across the body again. And I think this side is going to be even less than the other side. I'm going to bring straps into my left hand, I think. Whichever, maybe my right hand. Yeah, my right hand. Whichever side is better for you to bring the straps into. And then just begin to bring that foot into center, maybe across center. My foot is not going to go very far today. But maybe yours is all the way over here. Let's see how that's lifting my glute off of the mat. You want to keep your leg, your glute grounded, your hip grounded. And Allow your leg to come over to center from there. Remember to breathe. Again, my forearm's about to give out. So we use the loops on the end of my strap here. Let's bring the straps, both straps into the right hand. You can wrap around the right hand, bring the leg out to the side. Remember those long, slow, deep breaths. Remember to notice the places in your body where you're feeling the stretch, where you're feeling the tension, and focus on those places. Notice any thoughts that come up. be coming out. Bring the leg back into center. And you can either remove the strap and reach for the outside of the left foot, or you can you can bend the knee, bring the sole of the foot towards the sky. Come into happy baby here. Half happy baby. Again, I'm noticing much more difference on this side than the other side. Feeling a huge stretch on the front of my right leg here, even more than I did on my left side. So much so that I think it's more than my 80%. So I'm bending my knee a little bit more to help bring me back into that 80%. And we'll bend that right knee, bring the sole of the foot towards the ground. We're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh for figure 4. If this is too much, again, you can walk the right leg out and just cross the ankles and imagine pushing the left knee out so that you're feeling a stretch on the left glute. You can also stay here with the right foot on the ground, the right knee bent, the left leg crossed over the right, excuse me, and the last variation, or last couple of variations, is you can bring the right foot off of the ground, thread the left hand through the leg, and bring the hands behind bind it behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin, whatever's most comfortable for you. You can keep the left foot flexed. For figure four. If you have your hands bound, you can release the hands, allow that right foot to come to the ground. If you had it lifted, we're going to do a little twist here. Options for the twist are you can uncross the legs, bring the soles of the feet to the ground, allow the knees to fall over to the right, or you can keep the legs, the left leg crossed over the right, and allow that whole figure four to come over to the right side. If you want a little more stretch, you can, or a little more twist, you can bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. And you can turn your head to look to the left. Remember long, slow, deep breaths in. Long, slow, deep breaths out. Bring your head back to center, your knees back to center. And grab the outside of the right foot with both hands. You can pull the foot in towards the body and then start to bring the foot up towards the face or the chest above there in that area. Find a little different stretch on the hip. And then you can release the foot. Walk the legs out long, away from the body. Press the back of the head into the ground. Find space to tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Allow the arms to come out to the side, wide, away from the body. The palms face up. And notice how your legs feel now. Do they feel even? Are you noticing similarities in the sensations you felt on the right side after we stretched? Are you feeling that now on the left side as well? Take a long, slow, deep breath in. Fill the lungs all the way. Keep sipping in air at the top until you can't breathe any more air in. And then slowly exhale. If you make a shape like you had a straw in your mouth, you blow the air out through that straw. How slowly can you exhale? Sometimes that helps me. Allow yourself to fully rest here for just a few moments. Find any last tension in your body. Allow the eyes to sink into the head, the eyebrows to come away from one another. Relax the jaw. Relax the hands and the shoulders, the hips and the feet. And allow yourself to be here and be held by the ground. Bring some awareness back into your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Let that movement come into the wrists and ankles, the arms and the legs. And bring the legs together out long, the arms together overhead. And stretch the fingertips away from the toes for one long body stretch. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Gently rocking over to one side. Use your bicep as a pillow. Take a long, slow, deep breath here. Maybe you go on if that feels right. And as you're ready, use the strength of your arms to help push you up to a seat. Bring your hands to heart center. Let's take an inhale together, and on the exhale, just hum it out. Let's do that a few more times. So inhale, inhale, turn to normal breath. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice today, allowing me to guide you into your body. Thank you so much. Have a day, everyone.